Hello and welcome to another video from ERP Videos. In this video, we're going to show you how to use Hyper-V. So we've moved all our infrastructure from VMware into Hyper-V. The main reason being RAM. So as an example, I will show you this particular server, and a lot of our customers are boutique consultancy or training centers, and they have very good servers. You know, this server has 384 gigs of RAM, and it has a dual core CPU. So dual CPU, so 40 threads in total. So um, it, you it is impossible to use all of the specs using VMware because you're limited to 64 gigs of RAM. So what if your HANA needs 128? You cannot use 120 because VMware Workstation is limited to 64. So um, with a lot of SAP stuff now moving into HANA, RAM becomes very important. So that's why we moved to Hyper-V. So advantage of Hyper-V is you can use whatever RAM you have. So you can go memory. I can go with the full RAM that I have, or I can use the dynamics. I can't change it now because the VMware is on, but the entire RAM is available. System RAM is available to use. So in this video, we're going to show you how to enable Hyper-V. So for guys running server systems, the Hyper-V is already front-facing, meaning it is built into it. Just a matter of activating. You don't need the original disk. So you know, it's very simple. We're running 2019 data center, and I know 2016 data center is the exact same way. It's front facing. So um, any server, I don't know about 2012, but most of our home users and our regular customers would probably be using Windows 10. So we're going to use a demo for Windows 10. So this is a Windows 10 Hyper-V server running within Hyper-V. So I can't install Hyper-V, but I can show you the method of doing it and follow along. So first thing to make sure is you go into control panel, go into system, and make sure that you're running an appropriate version of Windows. So if you're running Windows Home or some other version of Windows, you cannot, or Windows Starter, for example, you cannot get Hyper-V. It is not possible. So let me run Windows Professional, Enterprise, LTSV, the other versions of Windows, you can get Hyper-V. So make sure you're running Windows Pro. It's $10 on eBay to get a Windows 10 key. So this version was free, you know, back in the day. So Windows is not an expensive software. Make sure you get Windows 10 Professional. That is the first thing to do. Make sure you have appropriate amounts of RAM on your machine. And the next thing to do is go into the easy way to do is go start here and type in optional or press Control R or Windows key and R, and you come into the Run button and type in optional features, and it will load the Windows features. So you can go into Start, Control Panel, and here you can put add add area movie, the old way of add remove, and you can see under Program Features, turn Windows features on and off. That will bring up the screen as well. So there's multiple ways of doing this. Best way is Control R or Windows R key, Windows and the R key, Run button, and then. So now you do is this is Hyper-V. You have to install Hyper-V services, management tools. So because I'm running a virtual machine, I can't install the hypervisor because I don't have the processor for it. So you can see front end is a hypervisor running right here. Front end, it's a virtual machine running. So my CPU is virtualized already, so I don't have the physical CPU that most of you will have to run Hyper-V. So in most cases, it is just a glitch. So you can't run Hyper-V within a virtual machine basically. So that's basically what it's saying. So once you go ahead and press OK, it'll install Hyper-V. It'll bring you a file like that, and it'll begin. So once it's done, once your Hyper-V is installed, you go into Control Panel, Administrative Tools, and you can see Hyper-V Manager here. So under Control Panels, Administrative Tools, you can see Hyper-V Manager. So open Hyper-V Manager and pin it to the thing. So I unpinned it, and you can say pin it to taskbar, so it's always there. All right, so now you have a Hyper-V here. First thing to do is go to Hyper-V settings and make sure enhanced mode is available, so you can copy and paste between your desktop and your virtual machine. So you're going to copy this file to your virtual machine, you can drag and drop. That only works if you have an enhanced session. So make sure enhanced session is available. Press OK. Now you've downloaded our virtual machine. So now let's, as an example, I'm using NWPI. So this is the 4 files if you downloaded our if you bought our NW software online, this is what the files would be, and this is the folder that you would get. This is the archived folder. So always remember the archives are safe. It's with you. It's on your computer. So once you extract it to an SSD or somewhere, somewhere that's fast. We are using the backup infrastructure here. So it's a slower drive, but larger space. So I can't run the Hyper-V on this machine because it'll be slow. I have to copy to data or VM. So you don't need to physically copy the file. So what you do is you go here and import a virtual machine, press next, browse through to the folder. So mine's in SAP backup. It's under ready and NWPI, select that, press select, press next. It recognizes the hypervisor. It recognizes the virtual machine. It knows the data was created, press next, and you have three options now. Do you want to register the machine in place, meaning if it's already copied to a proper hard drive, you can just register it in place. So you just press next and it will register it in place. Sorry. I'm going to close the virtual machine. We don't need it anymore. I'm going to close this. We don't need any of this stuff anymore. Close this. So this is so register it in place. You press it. It'll use that. Restore the machine means if you deleted it from your front end and you want to bring it back, you can restore it from that location and it'll automatically copy to the location that you have set up in your settings. Copy the virtual machine. It will take it from your backup or whatever folder you have and bring it to your fast built hard drive. So for us, it is NVMe and SAP data. So SAP data. So I'm going to copy the virtual machine. So press next and it knows the folder. You can see G/Hyper-V is our NVMe drive. So it will copy the VMware from that backup infrastructure, put it into our Hyper-V, and that's what I want. So I press next, it'll go ahead and do that. The location of the config files will be there. It knows all of that stuff. Press next and it will begin the copy process. So paging file, it knows all of that. Press finish and it'll start doing that. So that's how you do it. To turn on your virtual machine, it's the same thing. You just go run. See, this one's off, or the front end that I was running. I'm going to shut it off and I'll show you. On a Windows machine, it is really simple. I'm going to shut down. So here's a machine that's off, right? So you right click, you press connect. And even before you start the machine, make sure that you go into settings and you set the memory and your CPU according to you. Some people may have a total of 6 CPUs, so you can reduce it down to 4 or 3 or whatever you want. And some people have a total of 16 gigs of RAM, so you can make this 8 GB. The weight depends on how much. This means I'm using a lot of virtual memory. This means I'm using a lot of physical memory. So find the weight with which you want to use your physical machine or your RAM, and don't touch the hard drive. Don't touch any of the other stuff. You may not. I'll make sure I remove this before I ship the server. But if it's not there, you can remove that. And next thing to do is make sure checkpoints are disabled. You don't want checkpoints. Checkpoints increase a lot of space in your hard drive. You don't need checkpoints. And basically that's it. And you just click connect and then press start. And it will load your virtual machine. Simple as that. And then you have a physical machine. So what to do in your SAP server with your IP address is in that physical server. So if you're running BW, watch the BW video. It'll tell you what to do in terms of configuration. If you're running NWPI, watch the NWPI video. So this is a video just to show you how to set up infrastructure within your hardware, Windows 10 hardware. So there you go. So this is my Windows 10. This is a BW machine. You can see BW4 is our system. Your passwords will be given to you when you log in. So you can see that's my physical machine and this is my virtual machine. So there you go, ready to go. So it's SAP Management Console and I'm ready to go. All right, guys, so I'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, email us, send us a phone call, whatever it is. Let us know what is your suggestions. If there's any way of improvement, let us know. Thank you.